Wrong notes. Hello, hello, hello. Hello and welcome. Hello and welcome. How are you? How are you? How are you? Hello and welcome. Well, how are you today? Hello, hello, hello. How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome to the 8:30 broadcast. I was trying to figure out where my phone was, but it's here on the charger. Sorry about that. So welcome, welcome, welcome. If you can hear me, give me some hearts, and that would help amazingly as I'm just powering my phone on for me to check myself. It's just been one of those evenings, one of those days, one of those nights. Amazing, 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 but yet tedious at the same time. So today we are talking. Um, Feeling like I'm turned sideways slightly. Just working with what I have, guys. So it'll get better soon. So good, welcome, welcome, welcome. So today, welcome to the 8:30 Motivation and Manifestation August day number 25. Woo! Only 5 days before my birthday, guys, before my 48th birthday. And so I chose to spend 30 days to celebrate with you guys for the month of August, the 8:30, because 8:30 is my birthday, August the 30th. And so today I was going to come back in with side hustles, but I realized in order for you to be able to identify your side hustle or what you want to use as your side hustle, you need to be clear on your financial goals. And so I have a financial goals planner, but I did not in all of my hurrying to get off of my call with my coach and get on, I did not grab it. But it's the same financial planner that you've seen before. But what I want to focus on today is it's different when everyone's talking about setting a goal. Well, just set a goal for your money. How much money do you want to make this month? And so many times we're thinking, I don't know, especially if you're coming from nonprofit business, what I call nonprofit, meaning you have $0, right? And in your business, and you're trying to go into an income, right? So when you're going into an income and you're saying, how do I set a goal? What do I have? You have to start somewhere. And so the simplest answer to that is to number one, just set a goal. You want to set an obtainable goal, absolutely, but you have to let yourself know that on the very first month, you have to set something obtainable. So in other words, if you've never had customers at all, or if you're in a new business and you're just starting, you need to know how many customers you need, and you need to be able to start. Hey Jacqueline, hey sis, how are you? You need to be able to start somewhere. So what you have to start with, and guys, I'm taking notes on my own thoughts at the same time because to add with, but what do you start with? You start with um, you start with number one, what is your ideal amount of money that you'd like to make? So, in other words, what are you making currently? If you have a permanent job already, right? What are you making on your permanent job? And then how do you want to compare to that? Are you looking at this as a part time job? Is it going to be a part time business for right now? Or is it going to be a full time business for right now? Because either one is okay, neither are incorrect, right? But what we understand, I love Jim Rohn, who states work on your full time business, but on your part time, what did he call it? Your basically like your dynasty or your legacy. So work on your business. And you know the job you're going to go in there, you're going to give them your best for that time, but you work on that, on their business, and then but work on your legacy and your dynasty and your goals full time, 100%, right? Don't give yourself half of the amount that you give the full-time job. Gosh, I keep biting the same spot on my lip. And guess what, guys? Yesterday I started biting it and it's growing. It's driving me crazy. So what do you start with? You start with a number. Bottom line is you start with a number. How much are you interested in making per month? So if, let's just say, you're making $2,500 in your part-time job at work, and you decide that you want to make $2,500 in your part-time. I just want to chart what we look at to be able to figure out how to make money. Matter of fact, let's just go to the yearly income. If you just say you've never made $75,000 and you want to start making $75,000 per year, grab your calculators. $75,000 per year. Okay, if that's where you want to be, right? Maybe last year you made $60,000 and you want to do $75,000 in your own business. You will grab your calculator. $75,000 is what we've decided. You're going to divide it by 12 months. And so I do it a little bit different than I see some people do it, but that gives you $6,520 a month that you need to come up with, right? So when you start talking about $75,000, $6,000 a month, okay, very doable, right? And especially online, because the world is your backyard. So if we're doing $75,000 for the year and we're doing 600, hey Allison, and we're doing $6,250, right? For the full, you know that you have to do that per month, right? Once you break down the per month, then you're going to have to go back and break down your month by days. So let's say in the month of August, we know that there are 31 days in, well, we did $6,000. We know that there's 31 days in August, so $6,250 divided by 31 days. Your averaging you need to do is $201.61 per day, bottom line. Hey, Lawton. And so, good. And so you have to know that I need to be able to make $201.61 a day. Now, that doesn't sound as bad as $75,000 a year, right? But $201.61 per day is not a bad process. However, you're going to have to break it down. I'm sorry, 6250 divided by 4, my apology, is, let me redo that. So 6250 is per month. You've got to make $1,562.50 per week, right? So this is where our weekly goals come in at. If we're saying that we need to make $1,560 a week, then if we take and divide that again by how many days you're going to work. So let's just say 5 days. I work 5 days a week. So that's $312.50 that you need to make per day. Bam, that's where you at. So you know that if you want to make $75,000 per year, you need to make $312 per day in order to stay on target with what you're doing for the 75,000 a year. So now this is your very first month. You're going to go ahead and make that your very first month, of course, $1,562 as your monthly revenue goals. And then we sit down and figure out how are you going to do that? Because you want to have revenue on different levels, right, in order to be able to move into it. So the question that gets asked with me a whole lot is about your ebooks. Once you get started, or once you're dealing with a topic and you decide to come up with a marketing strategy and plan, if your ebooks are all you're dealing with, and let's just say you have a $9 ebook, you're going to have to take that $9 ebook, and let's just say you're going to have a course, right? And you're going to do $149 course per month, right? And then you have a $9 ebook. So if you do your $49 course, you know, in order to make the $1,560 per month, you're going to have to divide that, right, by 49. And you know that you need to sell 32 courses, right? If you're going to do a course on your specialty, if you are a car mechanic and you decided that you're going to help other car mechanics become what you've done, maybe you've built a shop and it's consistent and you have consistent customers. So you're going to tell them, listen, I've done this, I've built these consistent customers. So what we're going to do is I'm going to teach you how to do what I did. And you can guarantee that there's someone else. If you're doing it, someone else is doing it. Someone else wants a mechanic shop. There's plenty of master mechanics that are, coming out of class every single day. So you know that in order for you to come back and say, okay, $75,000 a year, I'm going to teach you guys how to make the money that I made on last year. And as you're teaching them how to make what you've done, to replicate what you've already done, then you're going to charge $49 for the class. Well, you need to sell 32 classes. That's a class per day for the whole month, right? That brings you to your $1,568, right? For the month, like you made it on target. So you can either just work on your course, but if you're going to do your books and you have to do your and you're doing your $1,562 per month, divided by your $9, that let's just say you're going to sell your books for $9 a piece. That's 1,000. I'm sorry, 173, 174 books you roughly need to sell in order to make your goal. Do you have any questions, guys? Digital products are the absolute best for passive income. Jacqueline, you are so absolutely correct. If you understand how many people are in 6 and 7 figures because of it. Why? Because before, someone had to go to school and then spend all of these thousands and thousands of dollars in school and then come to your job and figure out, how will we do this? However, you have people that are doing this, and then you come back and say, well, listen, let me teach you how to do what I did. So that you students that are going to college, I believe that college life, at least one semester, is absolutely imperative for a child, because they get away from school and they have to learn how to balance between home and work without having adult interaction or adults cutting them off. That's just my personal opinion. I'm who I am, and that's different for the experience. Now, some children are very responsible and don't have to do so, because business makes you become responsible enough to where you have to figure it out as well at the same time. However, I have to be honest, if I could take all the money that I've spent into schooling and put it on a business coach, or in that particular business, or in that particular company, I think I would just be a lot further, because I ended up finishing my degree. I ended up going into the bachelor's degree program. I already had 2 kids and 3 kids, and 3 kids. By the time I finished, I already had children. And so the responsibility of being able to separate home from work was already there. And then home, work, and school, and I had a side business, was already there. So basically, if I could have taken that schoolwork and went and gotten me a business coach back then to teach me business, from the financial aspect of business to doing business online, because online it just started, to also doing business in person, in groups, in organizations, like I would have gone for it. If I had a business coach in the business where I was working, when I was working at CSX, a business coach to help me scale to the next level, which I kind of had. But had I been able to have that in an intense level, like what I provide online, and also what other coaches are providing online, I would have invested myself in that way. But that's a whole side topic of what we're talking about, because what we're talking about is how you are setting your goals for the year. So, hey, Sienna, hey, babe, I want you to take time and sit down and figure out, for your homework today. I'm going to give you homework anyway. You're not in my coursework, in my courses as of yet. And if you are, then you understand where we're going. We'll be going there shortly, but we will break it down even the more in our personal classes and our one-on-one sessions with you, with those of you that are in the one-on-one coaching program and the Birth and Billions coaching program. And so what we do is we break it down. What do you want to make per year? So you need to ask yourself, what do you want to make per year, right? Then you need to come back and say, okay, this is what I look like today, and I want to make $75,000 by the end of the year. What is it that I need to look like in order to do that, right? You know that you need to make $6,250 a month. We also said that you need to make $1,562 a week and $312 a day and 50 cents. So in order to do 300, or that would be $313. I'm not good with the cents thing. So if we're going to do $313 a day, what does that look like for you to be able to make $313 a day? Now, you may not be making that on your regular job, but you can absolutely positively make it with the correct leadership and coach on your side that will be coaching you. This will be your Super Bowl amount. Your $75,000 a year is Super Bowl for you this year. What do you need to look like in order to make $75,000? What products do you need to have, or what products do you already have? What products, if I had a dollar for every person that I met that had already wrote their book 10 years ago but never published it, or those that have already decided, wrote down and charted, like I have so many of, charted the chapters and the booking title, the working title, but never went further with it. And then you can give them the opportunity to be able to come and invest in themselves, and I walk them through the process, right, in order for them to be able to do it. And that class will be coming back around soon, to be able to walk you through that. Oh, hey, Sienna. And then so you want to make sure that you know what you look like in order to do $312. So if today you're working someone's job and you want to be off of it, what does $312 a day look like to you while you're working there, if you've decided to stay there while you do this? But if you are unemployed the way that a lot of America is right now, in other words, you were getting the $600 unemployment, I think is what they were saying, that was out there at first. And then they're taking it down to something like 300. I've heard a number of things, and I don't think that they've pushed it through as of yet. But what does it look like for you to make your ideal numbers while you're at home? Well, first of all, you need to invest in yourself, and you need to invest in a coach, to be able to help you get where you're going, and this is just your financial goals, but you need to be having goals set in your health. You need to be having goals set with your family values. You need to be able to have goals set with your spiritual values, in every aspect of your life. I love, what's her name? Why did her name just fall from my thought process? I can't think of her name. I'm so sorry. But she's really good about breaking the rules. I mean, breaking your life down into goals every single year at the beginning of the year. And so don't tell yourself, I didn't do a yearly goal, or in January I did set myself up to do a particular goal, but I fell off in January, so I'm not gonna worry about it. No, kick rocks. You're only in August, right? We're at the end of August, but we have September, October, November, and December. So you still can make your goal, but you've got to look a whole lot like you didn't look for the earlier part of the year, right? In order to do something you've never done, you got to go a place you've never been. In order for you to do something you've never done, you've got to do something you've never done, right? In order to be somewhere in the future that you'll be able to relax more like you have earlier this year, then you've got to have some actions that you didn't have already. What does that mean? That means get out of your comfort zone. That means whatever your comfort zone is in your income. A lot of people have, their mindsets are so impoverished. How do you get out of an impoverished mindset? So that's another thing that you go research it, and maybe we'll offer a class if enough people are saying that's what they need. If enough people are saying this is what they need. How do you get out of an impoverished mindset? How do you make your mindset motivate you? Like, how do you do that? And so how you do it is you start shifting the things up into your life. If you decide that this year, right now, you're going to make $75,000 from September to December, it is absolutely doable with the right plan, right? And so what do you have to look like in order to be able to do that? You're going to look like someone that's not watching television. You're going to look like all of your shows that you're looking at on Thursday evening at 8 or whatever time TV shows are on. You're going to look like that's probably not what you're going to do. Or you're going to probably have to come from 10 TV shows to one. I'm not a person that watches TV. I gave up TV years ago when I started doing side hustles at the age of 21. I really never was a big television person. I've liked just minimal shows. They have to be funny and good. I mean, really simple in my life. I used to love the Cosby Show, just a few shows, Frasier, Monk. Those were things that I just really wanted to do. So you have to figure out how to factor them in, or you have to do what I did before, DVR them. I don't know if they do DVRs anymore, but set it up and let that be your gift to yourself once you have reached your goal for that week. So if you're setting up for $75,000, in other words, you're saying from September the 1st to August the 31st of 2021, and you're going to do $75,000 per year, then you know that you need to be doing $312 per month. What are you going to do every single month for $312? Are you going to get online? And Frasier, yes, you listen. Oh, I'm gonna tell you about that in 1 second. Frasier was my absolute, like, that was the first TV show since the Cosby Show that just drew me in. And I know most people be like, they're on two different sides of the spectrum, but Frasier is my dude. So on the show, I know there's a lot of controversy that went around it, but I was where I was at that time. We'll come back to Frasier. So, what do I look like at $312 a day? Am I going to mentor some, not mentor, am I going to, what do you call it? Am I going to help some kids with their schoolwork, right? Am I going to invest in that process? Will I sit online with them? Because many of people are making plenty of money being able to sit there with children and be able to help them in their process, right? And so am I going, what is the word, guys? Why am I losing words today? My apologies. What is the word I'm looking for? Where you sit down with the where you sit down with the child. Maybe I haven't drunken enough water today with my late start. Where you sit with the kids and teach them, tutor. So you may, if you want to tutor a child, or if you want to, get together on the weekend and decide that you are going to, hold a baking course online, or if you want to, are you going to go and write for that firm that you wanted to write for? Do you write copy? Are you going to go and find someone that can help you with copywriting? Thank you so much, Jackie. If you are going to, just get together, if you are going to babysit on virtual babysit, which I call it, I kind of fell into that. True story, a little boy, a friend of mine, a male friend, his little boy, who was 6 years old at the time, started getting on to, he would call me. We would talk one time. I think we talked on the phone one time on FaceTime while he drives trucks. So while he's driving, and all of a sudden his 6-year-old son, he's a full-time parent. And so his 6-year-old is going through, in the truck during this time. It was during the summer. And so I talked to him one day. He jumped on. I taught him how to play the games, because I talk to my kids, even though they're grown. They're 17, well, about to turn 17. Imani is 23, and Olivia is about to be 29. And we still play games on Facebook Messenger. Anybody else does that except for us. Like, we're on there. I can see my grandbabies almost every other day, if not every single day. And we're on there talking continuously. I'm in Jacksonville now, but when I was in Memphis, my granddaughter here in Jacksonville was able to see me every day. So she knew exactly who I was when I was stepped into the door. My grandson, when I get back there, he'll know exactly who I am, because he had me during that time, and he has me on video now. Now I get to see, my grandbabies here in Jacksonville very often, and I don't get to see him as much. And so we're going to probably shift and slide back to Tennessee for a while so we can see him. And so that's the beauty of being able to do in business for yourself in business online, because you can go, the world is your backyard. So when we talk about that $313 a week, I want you to know, what does that look like? Does that look like you need 5 tutoring courses? Does that look like you need, to sell, all of you that already have your books already? Does that mean that you need to sell 10 digital books and 10 extra, whatever? You need to just figure out that $313, what can you sell per day? And if you're saying nothing of my products is selling per day, you need a coach. It's just real talk. You need a mentor, you need a coach, you need somebody to inspire you. You need somebody to jump behind you, or you need to take a second and get your pen and your paper and jot it down. If you have a spouse that's good at that, maybe their spouse has to be your mentor in this season. If your finances are not there, or if you can't get there, or if you're not quite at that point where you understand that this is something that you need. But you have to take, what can I sell per day? So if I've got an ebook and I'm trying to sell, and I have a $9 ebook, you're going to have to sell more. So you have to figure out, if I've got that $49 course, I need to sell 32.49 courses. 32 people need to purchase my $49 course for the month in order for me to be on target for my $75,000 year. Does this make sense to anyone? Is this helping you at all? Because a lot of times we start looking at, what can I make this week? And then we're on a hustle mode of what can I make this week? And while that hustle sounds good, your hustle is so much more effective if you have broken down what you want to do for the year, then the month, then the week, and then by day, right? That's the reason why on Amazon I published my She's a Winner weekly goals journal, because it's so important. And then I made it a part of my luxury brand products, which is nice, and it's in color and it's very cute. And I cannot believe, guys, and if I walk away from the camera, it's in the container where I have my book set up at. And so, oh, you know what? I have one right here. Look at God. See, that's why I kept looking over there. Y'all saw me kept looking over there prophetically. It was just feeling like it's somewhere close. The weekly winner. So when I talk about the weekly goal journal, it's called She's a Winner. We start off with that. What is your 12-month goal? And then we start talking about, okay, so if this is your 12-month goal, meaning your annual goal, what are you breaking down monthly? What do you need to do monthly? And those spaces are for you to decide what, which ways can you do financially on your goal setting. If it's about your family, you're going to write down your family goals, but this is what you're going to do. Then we're talking about, we go deeper in the inside, right? And we start talking about what goals will you work on this week when we get to the weekly process. So now we know that we need to make what, $1,562 per week for an annual goal of $75,000. So I mean 1,562 per month. Our weekly goal. Did we do that wrong? Where did I go wrong at? Let's go back. I'm gonna start over because I did something wrong. I scrambled my notes up. So so it happens, and it's okay. That's why we keep we keep a cell phone camera, and we keep a calculator with us at all times. So 75 G's, 75 K's, 75,000 per year. We divided it by 12, which came up to the $6,250 that we needed per week. Okay, that's what I'm at per month. And then we needed the $1,562 per week, which equaled our $313. So what does your $313 look like for you? That's where you would write it. This is where you would not just write your goal. So you would write up here what your goal is, or you would write down at the bottom. But then you would start filling in, what is it that's possible that I can sell for $1,562 per the month? When you start talking about your monthly goals, list it. I got an ebook. I'm going to tutor 5 kids. I'm going to do 10. And it needs to equal up to the 1,562. And that is your weekly goal that you will be moving forth in for the week. Does this make sense? Then you will break down your week of, and you start talking about, what are the steps that you need to take to look like you need to look in order to make $313 per day, or the $1,562 per week. What do you need to do to make $1,500 per week? Are you going to mow 12 lawns on top of your $9 ebook telling you how to mow lawns and make money, giving you a strategy of how to go to these households and talk to the people, or how do you get into them, in their faces of the customers that you have in order to be able to do it? Then you're going to reflect on your week. What are the lessons that you learned from yourself this week? How was it? So the first week may not be your easiest week, right? Because you're just getting started. And so you'll do better and better and better. But what you want to do is, if this week, let's just say you only made $1,500 and you did not do the 62. Now, either you can add that $62 into the following month, or you can break that $62 down in 12 months and add that smaller amount onto each month. And that would be better, but so you can retarget. So every month, the reason why we have to look at the month and a glance on what we're going to do, because sometimes we have to retarget. Plenty of times you might say, I'm going to make $1,562 this month, and you made $3,720, and you like toot, but it doesn't mean that you can stop. You have to keep moving. And then sometimes you've got to, and if you've made $7,000, 2 months in a row, then I would suggest changing your target. Your target is not $75,000 anymore. If you're doing $7,000, $8,333 a month is $1 million in a year. You can't worry about 75,000 if you're on target to make 200,000, right? So then you would shift those. So that's all I wanted to talk about today. I wanted you to be able to see what it looks like. I did want to share my screen with you today. However, the laptop, and I don't know why my camera on the laptop is not as good, and the lighting, it just really throws me off. So I have to stay with the phones and the iPads because they just tend to do better for me. But in order to be able to share that, maybe I'll do a video and we'll bring it back so that you can see it on a whiteboard, because breaking those numbers down is king, right? In order for you to become what you want to become, in order for you to pull it from the dream state to the physical state, you have to marry them together. In order for it to come from potential to a manifestation, you've got to know what you're manifesting in. You got to wake up every morning going, I know I need to make $313 a day. Let's get on it. I've already decided what I'm going to do for the $313. I already know if I have to send out emails. I know if I have to be in a particular place talking to my customers. I know that my calendar has to be people on my calendar schedule. I know that I have to be having a conversation with people. I know that I need to be on live. I know I need to be offering. And this is what you need to do to make that amount of money. So I would love to hear from you. What are your goals for the month of September? Because we are nearing the end of the month. We have 6 days until this month ends, 5 days until my birthday, 6 days until this till it ends. So my birthday is 8:30. That's why we do an 8:30 challenge. But August has 31 days. September 1st is going to start the new, and you're going to be ready to push. I want to hear about your goals. Inbox me if you want. But I want to hear your goals out loud. Why? Because it becomes accountability. And even if you're not working with me one-on-one, yeah. Well, and I have those PowerPoint slides, but Jackie, for some reason, just being able to get my laptop, it does. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. I don't even have to come on live. I can just stay in the little small corner, and it won't matter about the camera. Thanks, sis. Good move. See, this is why you have to have the right people around you in life, because sometimes things are so simple, but yet so easy. I have already also decided that I'm going to start doing one broadcast from Zoom and let it hit all of the multiple platforms that we're syndicated on. Syndicate from coming into Zoom and then allowing it to be able to syndicate, because we're live on my Life on the Wall Ministries page that I'm the visionary of. I'm the owner of the Single Mom Survival Club. We're live on Single Mom Survival Club as well. On the L Peaches Coats official page, we're on that, on the business page. We're on my personal page as well. And so we are streaming live, syndicated, to figure out what needs to happen. So from now on, I'll probably be coming through Zoom and coming in, so it'll be easier, and I can use the better of the two of the cameras and work. And then again, being able to have the slides. Thank you so much, Jackie. I think that I need a VA. Not no. I was saying I think that's something else, but the bottom line is I need a VA. That's not a think that. We're factoring that in, and we are have already started looking for them. We have a creative director. She came from my bloodline. we'll introduce them soon. And then we have a special events coordinator, and we'll be talking about that as well soon. And so we're looking to go ahead and get a VA every single week so that some things can be set up. Those things like the slides, the PowerPoint presentations. I've had to do so many PowerPoint presentations. It's not a hard process, but the process is we talked about delegating. You guys remember? And so we have to do things in a different light. And so that's one of those things that I would like to delegate. For you to be able to get the She's a Winner weekly goals journal, you can get those on the by going to bit.ly / go into Coach Peaches, and then you can click the link. But you can also go directly to the bit.ly / She's a Winner. And we'll take you straight into the journal, and then you will be able to go and purchase the goals journal so that you can get started on adequate weekly, monthly goals so that you can get there. I'm getting one. Yes, Livy. Listen, Livy. Livy, listen. That's my daughter. That's my oldest daughter. So Livy, if you don't like me saying your age, because I kind of got I thought about it after I said it earlier. You might want to let me know not to say it, and I'll do that. But I'll tell my age in a heartbeat. I'm turning 48 in 5 days. I'm happy to be here. Everybody didn't make it. I'm glad that God is working in my life and that I'm moving towards what He's called me to be. So I'm excited about it. But Livia is doing the doggone thing as well, man. She's doing her face masks. She does a number of things. She also does hair. She does braids. She's been braiding in my salons since she was like what 11 or 12 years old. When people were insisting that she would braid their daughter's hair because they wanted to just go for school time, and this is her time of year. Okay, good. I'm glad. She said she don't mind. See how sweet my babies are. And so Livia is her own level of entrepreneurship all by itself. And so she's also a good journaling person that will go in and write her goals down as well so that she can be able to succeed at them. It's very important for your goals to be set up because when you wake up in the morning, if you wake up and you decide some moments like you want to wake up and feel like I don't feel like moving today, or I might wake up with a headache. And so when I get a headache, I want all sound canceled out. And if it's not a migraine, I'll start trying to work on like playing a game or something to bring my mind all the way back in, and then I can go and get started. And yes, Liv, you have to. So she's got a whole baby, like she likes to say, a whole baby to take care of, period. And she's doing an amazing job of being a mother too. Imani as well, doing an amazing job at being a mother. I'm so proud and excited for both of them to do that. I just broke my pen. So yes, so that's what I wanted to talk about today. Getting your financial planning together. We talked about it in journal. Livy, you see Stiana? Stiana's my other baby. That's a whole another talk show, but that's my other baby. Always has been, always will be since I met her. She was like, I think 8 months old. She's just been my baby. But guys, get your goals together. If you need someone to help you, like I said, I am El Peaches Coach, and I am Prophet Peaches Coach Peaches, just Peaches, but I am a business coach and strategist. And so I help you gain clarity, get structure in what you're doing, give you a strategy and a plan so that we go forth. We do mind mapping, we do all these things. And if you're interested in knowing how to get involved with that, you can inbox me, just say I'm ready, or you can get on my calendar at bit.ly/Peaches15. That's PEACHES 15. That'll give you a free 15-minute conversation with me. Fill out the instructions, fill out the questions that are there. Come into the message with your with everything in play. Come into we do a live I'm sorry, the message kind of threw me off. We do a live strategy where we sit down one-on-one and I talk to you about what's going on, and we get a little bit of clarity, and then we try to see if you're a good fit for us, we're a good fit for you, with the El Peaches Coach team coaching, and then we will give you more information at that point on what's needed for you in your business and where you are in the system that you're in. So that's bit.ly/PEACHES 15 for 15 minutes. And then I would love to see you guys on the inside. Until then, we'll be back here tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel at 8:30. Oh, I said that I would talk a little bit more. You're writing right now. Liv, that's good. You always writing. If you would just, we need to get together so we can publish some of the things that you have going on. So Jacqueline, about Frasier. So Frasier, we're going to talk real quick about that. But Frasier, I used to do data entry, and all the ladies on my team doing data entry, all you would hear all day, we would get there from 3 to 11, right? And so we would be in there. They would end their soap operas. I would listen to the soap operas because it keeps you busy while you're in data entry. But when Frasier would come on at 8 o'clock at night, I'm not a big television watcher, so I wouldn't watch it, right? So all you would hear, everybody stop at the same time, and everybody fall out laughing at the same time. Or they'd be like, No, everybody's reactions for 2 seconds, and then you hear everybody typing again, and then you can tell when the commercial come on because everybody stand up, girl, and they'll be like, "What are y'all looking at?" It's like Frasier. Frasier ain't look like nothing I'd be interested in from coming from the Cosby Show. And so I was like, okay, Frasier doesn't sound like anything that I'd be interested in. He just looks like this guy that listens to tons of jazz. Who would know that jazz would be my heartbeat, later on in life? But I was like, okay, I don't know. I don't think Frasier and then his brother Niles, and they look like, but I love Cheers now. Cheers before that. But Frasier on Cheers just was never my favorite character. So it's like, what is he gonna do? I can't see it. The offspring of that nonsense. And listen, one day I finally had the TV band radio and I turned it on to Frasier. I said, let me see what everybody's doing. So they tapping. Dude, I want y'all to know that I could not key that day. That guy was so funny. I laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed. And I wasn't looking at the TV, like I literally was crying. My production was low on that day. I had to get used to Frasier. So I couldn't really listen to Frasier at first. I had to start looking at old episodes, but when I was off work. So my mom will tell you that I was like, it's 8 o'clock. Gotta go. Frasier coming on, right? And so Frasier was my TV show. And then after Frasier, and he was gone for a while. And then Monk became my next favorite show. If any of you love Monk. And then the last one that I really absolutely, well, there's another one now but I just kind of look at it when I can, because right now I'm building this business. But that show is called it's about the lady on USA that is a spy. And right, however, that show is my favorite. Exactly. And what's the show? She's a spy and she wears the red bottoms. And her name is Annie. I can't think of the name of the show. Covert Affairs. I love, 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 love Covert Affairs. If you've never seen that, because girls rock, and so she's rocking in that. She's like going over in other countries. She's like sliding in. She's like beating dudes up. She coming out. That's my whole spirit, like a warrior in the spirit. And I'm her. Like I used to be Wonder Woman when I was a little girl. I'm Annie. Love it, love it, love it. And so that's how it is. I went through Grey's Anatomy, and Grandma Irma, my grandmother that just passed, that was her show for a long time. And my cousin Karen, Grey's Anatomy. I got stuck on the first season and the second season, but I didn't have time to get further. And the new thing is watching television with my brother-in-law, The Blacklist. I like The Blacklist. So when I get time, I'm going to go back in and watch The Blacklist from the first season all the way up. But guys, anyway, that's just a side note on me. I'm not a big television watcher. I don't listen to radio that much right now. I'm always listening to books in my ear. So I have an earpiece that can give me the sound in my ear from my phone as well. So I'm always listening to a book, or I'm always online, YouTube or Facebook on one of my coaches programs, or I am listening to some ministry work. I love Dr. Miles Monroe. He went too soon. I thought I was going to meet him, but I absolutely love him. Oh, me and Imani love Blacklist too. Oh, y'all do? See, I didn't know that. As much as I talk to my own babies, I didn't know that. But Uncle Rodney and Auntie Nene had me watching the Blacklist, and dude, so smooth. Like that just... Yes, I love it. So, and that's just what we do. But right now, it's just head down. I'm trying to get journals, and then, being able to talk to my clients and getting them to a successful rate, allowing them to be able to build their businesses. Just being able to structure things, clarity, because we are amazing people, us women. Like, I mean, and that's not taken from the men. You guys have always been amazing. It's like the Black Lives Matter movement. It's not saying that men don't, it's not saying that other lives don't matter. It just means that when Black lives matter, all lives will matter. So the same thing with women. We get to be women that rock, and we get to be ladypreneurs and everything, because men have always been rocking, right? And women were silent for a long time, but until the world can't rock until women rock as well. And so that's what we're doing. We rocking it. We knocking some things out of the ballpark. I love me some women. I don't know how we didn't do this centuries ago, and the strategies and what was going on, but they had their own walks that they had to work on. And so now it's us. It's us. And we're leaving some amazing legacies, not just men legacies, but us as women and mothers and aunties, and we're leaving legacies which are absolutely amazing. So guys, That's it. That's a wrap for me tonight. Inbox me if you're looking for more information to get more strategy and more clarity on a one-on-one basis or in a group setting. And then if not, I'll see you tomorrow night at 8:30 p.m. Same bat time, same bat channel. We'll be back for more of what God has in store for us in this here mountain that we dominate, which is the marketplace or the economics realm. And we'll be doing that. We were rocking silently then, but yeah, we were. Now I have to say that they had way more strength, because it takes a lot more strength to be silent and give a person some good ideas and then make them feel like they can do it, right? Truth be told, it's just what was happening. Me and my friend, the guy, was talking about that last night. Like, women, that's all we've always done. We weren't totally silent. We just weren't silent in front of everybody else. We were silent in front of everybody else, but to the men, you had to pretend like were offering it as if he said it, and then give it to him in order for the family to succeed. And now we're just running out there making it happen. And a lot of us are running together as couples, and married couples and engaged couples and couples that are just getting together and have that same thing in store. Take care. I love you guys with the love of God. You have an absolutely amazing night. See you tomorrow night. And I'll talk to you soon if you're in the inbox. Love you all. Goodbye.